5, here we go. Hello, everybody. Happy to have you with us on this final day in September with Sam Acho and Eric McLean. I'm Wendy Nix. We have 4 ranked versus ranked matchups this week, and we start this afternoon between the hedges. What a matchup we've got there. Number 8 Arkansas heading to Athens to take on the second-ranked Georgia Bulldogs. The Bulldogs lead the all-time series 11-4 with the Razorbacks, only winning 2 times since they joined the SEC. Arkansas, however, won its last trip to Athens. The first matchup Arkansas has played in a top 10 matchup since 2011 when it lost to number 1 LSU. The Hogs haven't won a road top 10 since beating number 1 Texas in 1964. Sam Pittman has the Razorbacks off to their first 4-0 start since 2003. He heads back to Georgia, where he spent 4 seasons as the Bulldogs offensive line and associate head coach. Here he is now.
A lot of big games in the SEC, and this is one of them. It's a little bigger, a little more personal because, Georgia, was so good to me. Kirby, I wouldn't be the head coach at Arkansas if it wasn't for Kirby Smart. So, part of me we want to take a good football team in there. I don't want to disappoint the man. I want to do a good job, and he's part of the reason why I'm here.
The stakes are high anytime you play in the SEC, but especially when you got 2 teams in the top 10 matched up together in Sanford Stadium, it makes it special.
Well, this game is on pace to have the largest point spread in a top 10 matchup between SEC teams since the 1978 FCS split. The current high came back in 2016 when top-ranked Alabama was favored by a solid 18 points against number 6 Texas A&M. The Crimson Tide covered, by the way, in a 33-14 win. Sam, I'll start with you. Listen, on paper, it's a pretty big spread there. Are you buying the differential between these 2 teams?
Man, y'all need to stop looking at paper and start watching the film. I'm getting chills just listening to some of these Arkansas players and their coach. I've been watching Arkansas for a long time. I called the Texas game a few weeks ago when Arkansas demolished Texas. I called the game after that. So I watched this team. Offensively, KJ Jefferson can do it all. Not only can he run the ball, but he can also throw the ball. He proved it last week. And then, so look at him. Like against Texas, they ran for over 330 yards against Texas. He's calm in the pocket. He's cool. He's collected. He had a shot. He shied against Georgia Southern 2 weeks ago, but it was Georgia Southern. Then he went out and did it again against A&M, the number 1 rushing defense at that time. He did it. He shined, threw for over 200 yards. So that's their offense. But then defensively, they got 2 players by the name of Hayden Henry and Bumper Poole playing inside linebacker, and both those guys can play. That team loves to hunt, and Arkansas is in for a treat. Every Arkansas fan's in for a treat. It's going to be a great game.
Come on, Sam. I'm right there with you, man. How about the disrespect for Arkansas? I mean, 18.5 points. That's crazy. They always say Vegas knows somehow, but I know what I see on tape, and these guys are ready to play. You kind of have that unstoppable force, immovable object with the Arkansas rush attack and that Georgia defense. The one thing that I am interested to see when you look at Georgia's opponents offensively, they have not played a top-tier caliber offense yet. You're talking about teams in the hundreds and high 90s. So this will be the first real test for these Georgia Bulldogs, which is crazy to think the Clemson Tigers on that schedule, but offensively just not ready and at this caliber. So excited to see, what can Arkansas do offensively? And then for Georgia, JT Daniels, banged up. How much is that going to affect him? He is sounding like he's getting his big tight end back, Washington, who, man, I think that could really open up the offense, just to have another playmaker, another big tight end that, golly, 6'7", 260, 250, he's a freak out on the edge.
I tell you what, guys, I happen to agree. I know it's decided between the lines, but there are some intangibles here. And Sam Pittman, they are buying what he's selling. We watched a piece yesterday. It's really fun to see the culture he's instilling in Arkansas. I think we're all in for a pretty great matchup.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.